Alright, so today, before I begin work, I'm just gonna start changing up a little bit of my space. It's not complete. I've ordered a couple of things. I did change some of my keycaps. It was posted on my channel, I think, a few days ago. I was on a trip, so it's about 4 5 days. I haven't had made any review videos. So yeah, I arrived home. This arrived. So this is um, mat that I'm gonna use here on my table. I'm just gonna spice it up a little bit. And then of course, I don't have to change my keyboard. I like it. But to spice it up, I ordered this one here. And this is the review of this one. And this is just the bonus of the review. So you'll get to see how it feels when you change it up a little bit, right? And I ordered a cable to match, but hasn't arrived yet. But yeah, for the last quarter of the year, some sort of change is really good. It's going to be helpful for me to refocus. So if you hear my kid crying in the background, she's crying. I don't know if someone is with him. But yeah, I'm just going to do a quick review. It's Remoral Keycaps, as you see here. And it says English box, so they have a couple of languages. Language version of this keycap. That's why I chose this one, so that if you're from somewhere that require a different keycap, they do have that for you. So in this case, I'm just gonna go review this keycap, and this is how it comes in the box, right? So I'm sorry, I forgot to turn on my lights. I'm just gonna turn it on right now so you can see the details. There you go, right? I'm gonna replace this one with this one. I'm gonna cut the video so that you don't have to wait on me for a long time to finish. Um, it's two layers actually, and you have that one below it, which includes those special keys right there and the Greek keys. But I'm not gonna use this one. The other ones I'm not gonna use. I'm just gonna use the the white ones, right? So I'm gonna change it up. It includes the keycap puller, and then you're gonna see later on how it's gonna look like when it's completed. So I usually do this so that I can keep things clean. I remove one keycap here and then add it there and then replace it here. I do it one by one so that it's organized. So if I want to reuse my keycaps, it's still there, right? So it takes a while, but you'll see the finished product later. So I'm just making sure right now that you're seeing the whole keycap and how it looks. So I'm just gonna find one here right now. Maybe this one here, number 7, so that you can just see it in detail. I'm not sure if it's too, what do you call this? I'm gonna change the focus here on the camera. It's too bright, I think. I'm just gonna turn off one of the lights, okay, so that you can see the details. I think I'm gonna turn the other one on and turn off the other one. Okay, there you go. It's a little better, right? Okay, and then it's not double shot, but I like the shape and the color of it and the texture. Not sure if you can really see it. It gives justice. But yeah, there you go. Okay. Right. You can see it in detail. It's really white, and that's why it's fighting off the exposure of the video. And I'm gonna replace that. Compared to what I have here right now, it's um, kind of that white, right? It's almost similar, but there's a slight hint of a little whiter tone. This one has a little bit of a yellow tone. It did not have that yellow tone because it was older now, but definitely has a yellow tone when it was new. This one is a little bit more vivid and white. So let's see if I click the 7, it's gonna labeled here at home. It's supposed to be this number key here. So if you look at my number key here, I'm gonna turn this off first. The number key here is gray, right? You can see here. Just gonna show you. So it's gray. This is the new one, and compared to the old one. Okay, and then I'm gonna replace this. Shapes are gonna be different, so the profile is gonna be different as well. When it's finished, this is one. This one is more edgy and rectangular. I do use brown switches there, and then this one is a little more rounded and a little more of height. So that's why I wanted to replace that as well. And then to compare the sound, so you can hear it, I'm just gonna turn off my noise cancellation. Give me a second here. Okay, there you go. So this is the sound of the keys. No noise cancellation now. So this is the old key. This is the new keycap. Old, new. So this one is crisper. This one is a little softer, which is I like. And then earlier on one of my review videos, this sounds a little bit more different. So I have 3 sounds now. See? So I'm gonna change everything to make it sound like this and look like this and look more different when it's finished. So I'm gonna cut the video now at this point, and you're gonna see it completed on the next part of the video. Okay? So I'm almost done. So I'm resuming the video right now because I'm on the last stretch of the keys, and so you can see it being completed. This is how I usually do it, right? So I have a problem here with the shift. I have a small shift here. Probably there's a small shift here on the other one, so I'm just gonna remove that one from this compartment here, and then I'm just gonna go remove this one here. So you go vertical when pulling off longer keys. Oops, I'm sorry, that's the wrong spot for you. And there you go. And then I usually go line by line to complete. So I'm almost at the last line here. And I have a problem a little bit in the fitting. Right, so let me compare that one with the shift key. It's a little longer, so there's another option here. That's why it's good to buy a good kit and just look at it more closely, and don't just buy any version without reviewing it. So this one is a universal. I can use it in standard keyboard sizes, as well as 10 keyless and every other mechanical keyboard, and even languages. That's why I chose this one. So I have the shift here. I'm now gonna start with the Q. So I put it side by side, like so, in my table when I replace it. So I use it that way, and I replace it that way. So I'm almost there. So I'm showing you my process in case it helps someone who's starting off with mechanical keyboards. As you can see, brown switches all over, and this is the way I work on it. On replacing my keycaps, basically makes it easier for me in the long run in terms of organizing my stuff, because I don't want to just pour every keycap on the table and just go gung-ho, right? So this is what I usually do, line by line. Oops, that's wrong. Probably spun out when I pulled it off. So yeah, there you go. So I do have a different puller. It's easier with the metal puller. I do have that, but I'm just showing you that I'm using the puller out of the box that it includes with. But yeah, getting an actual puller, it's better because it's lighter, quicker, and it looks and it's usable both ends. You can pull a switch on the reverse end, you can pull a keycap on the other end. So that's why it's better to have a dedicated puller. I do have that. Again, I'm just showing you how it is when you're using it out of the box. In case you don't have any pullers with you, you can still use the included puller. So there are a couple of pullers. The smaller one, that is silver one, is for the switches, but they do sell one which is longer, which is plastic in the middle and metal on top and bottom, which is both a keycap puller and a switch puller in one. So it's easier to have just one if you are always working on keyboard. So yeah, if you're from someone local here in my place and you want help, or you want me to customize your keyboard, just let me know and I'll search one for you, a kit for you. Let me know what kind of profile you want, and I'm gonna help you out, right? So as you can see here, these are non-standard sizes. So it's control command, option command, and then we have the other one on the other side which is usually going to be still usable for your Windows key. This one is Mac key, right? So it says here control, control, and then you have alt. You don't have alt here, it's option. So it's a Mac key if you look at it but they do include alt keys on the other side of the keyboard. So if you missed one, because it works both for Windows and Mac, you need to look into the other container that you have. So in my case, it's in the other box here, which is on the second layer. I can't pull it out right now, it's a little tight. So I'm just gonna pull it out from this box with my tweezers. Usually use it that way. And then I'm just gonna replace it one by one here. And since I'm gonna need a control key, they also have a small option key if you want that. Right now I need a control key, so I'm just gonna pull out the control key here and replace that one there. I'm sorry about my voice. I'm having some sort of, I was speaking a lot during my travel. I spoke to a lot of people. There you go. I kind of dropped the other one, so I'm having problems looking at that one. So now I have Windows key. So I'm gonna find a Windows key, and usually it doesn't show like a Windows key. It usually looks like an icon. So you can use both an icon for that or anything else on your keyboard. So in this case, I have lock and pause, home and page up, all of those keys, and then an Apple key, and then a control key. It should be wider. So in this case, I have a control key here that's wider. It's gonna fit this space here. It's gonna be here, right? And then it's gonna be the Windows key. So the Windows key is gonna be a custom key. So in this case, you can use the Apple key here. In my case, I don't like it, right? If I'm gonna use it that way, but I'm just gonna find an alternative for the Windows key. So I'm gonna use the lock key, which is usually the Windows key as well, right? Because it doesn't have the Win one. So it looks like that, but it's wider supposed to be. So you have to find an option key, right? So in this case, usually it's wider. I'm sorry. And I don't have a wide option anymore in this keycap. So I'm just gonna use the command option menu here and control command here on the other hand. So it's probably gonna be my option here, which is the menu and the option. I don't have a menu key here. So I'm just gonna use a different key. So the alt key is larger. I'm gonna find an alternate key which is larger, and then an option key, and that completes everything, right? So it's an alt. Don't have an alt, and I don't have a window key. They do provide the one with the icons, and then there's a gray one. I don't want to use that. And they do have the hello key here. If you look at it, you can use this as well. This is the window key, for example, right? But still not gonna fit it at the width that it is in. So basically I'm just gonna find a solution for it, and The best fit probably is going to be the command key here, or the option key. We have two option keys, and then we have a menu key. So menu is going to be good, and then the alternate alt key, yeah, it's probably going to be the option key, since we don't have any alt key here in my pack right now. So I'm going to use it's control, it's an option key. Alright, so it's going to be the alt key for me. So this is going to be option control. I know it's an alt key, and that completes it. That's how it looks. I'm going to turn on the light again so you can see it in detail. Now I have replaced all of my keycap. It looks way cleaner. And then I'm going to open this up. I'm just going to do housekeeping first, so you'll see everything as it goes, but I'm making sure that I leave my desk clean. Okay, I did have something fall off. I'm gonna pull that out later. Now I'm gonna set this aside. Okay, then I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna put this up there. I do use glass mouse pad. Okay, set this aside, clean the table. Usually when you roll this up, I roll this reverse as well. That way I can use it quickly, like that, like so. This is my process, so if you have your own unique process, you can do yours as well. Right now I'm doing my own process. It's dirty. I have to wipe it off. Where's my wipe? Here. And then I have a spray. Okay, so just before anything, this is quite dirty already. I need to clean it up. Right, making sure everything is clean before I put in my new mouse mat or key mat. It's the same thing. It's gonna drop off some dust, so it's reversible, white on white or white on reverse, white on white, white here and white there. So you can choose which white you want. I'm gonna use the other side in this case. This side, it has a few dirt in it because I kept it for a while, but I'm gonna clean it off. It's gonna be clean. As you can see here, a couple of niggles on the side here. So I'm a stickler for getting things clean. I use my formula there to remove those grime. Now it's clean. Okay, everything is clean. Okay, just gonna flatten it out here and insert. Okay, it's gonna look better when it's completed. I'm just gonna insert it here on my placement right there. A couple of more inches, couple more push, and there you go. Okay, I'm just gonna pull back everything else. There you go. Put this here again. These are my controllers, by the way. Use this when I draw. Give me a second to place it properly. Alright, there it is. It's a little light, smooth. That's why it's moving a lot. So yeah, once everything is on top of it, it's gonna be better. There you go. Just move a little bit, but That's okay. And turn it back here, turn it back here. Okay, and that's it. You have a fresh, lighter setup in this case. So yeah, it's a little bit smooth right now, so it moves a lot. But we'll see how it works. But as you can see, it's now as clean as it can ever be, right? So are you liking it? I'm liking it. It's for me, so don't bother about all those people, trying to make their setup look good in screen but unusable in real life. So just make sure that you use what you need. And yeah, for me, I'd love to use my macro keys there. Very useful when I'm drawing, when I'm just working. This is quicker for me right now. It's a little bit, it's moving a lot, so I'm just gonna figure out how it's not gonna move. It's ideal to have some sort of felt on the bottom like this one. My other mat has a felt bottom, which is why it's not moving a lot. This one doesn't. It's double-sided, so it does move a little bit more. As you can see, I will see. I'm gonna use it, and that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.